Tonight's DJ and TV show is sponsored in part by Electro Voice, DJ Event Planner, ADJ, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and DJ and TV Insiders.
Welcome, everybody, to the PHDJ Workshop podcast, right? Should we start that over? No, okay. Let's just go with that. It's a sloppy intro. How are you, Joe?
I'm good, man. Fresh off the United Airlines right into the studio.
I know you got in late last night. You're a little cranky this morning.
I am, but
you kept me waiting, and when I asked how long, you said relax.
Relax, and that's the worst thing you can say to somebody from Jersey. Yep.
I was like, oh.
I did it intentionally, just to get you fired up for the podcast.
I'm at the office, by the way, because I was at home sitting in my basement waiting for Joe's call, and I said, nope, I'm going to the office.
Going to the office.
Sorry, we now have the F word and 2 middle fingers all in the first minute.
Wow.
John Young's head is going to explode.
John Young has just left the state of Minnesota, driving towards New Jersey rapidly.
So you got back from Marquee.
I did.
So
the Marquee DJ and Photo Booth show took place this week. So we're recording this and launching it on Thursday the 12th. So I guess the show was Monday through Wednesday. 3 full days.
So did you attend seminars, evening stuff, check out the showroom floor?
I will be honest with you, Mike. I attended more things at this conference than any conference I've been to in the last 10 years.
Oh, good. So first of all, thank you for working the word 10 in, as always.
I did.
That's our word.
That's your bonus word today. Thanks.
T-I-N is how Joe spells it. So that's great. I was hoping you would do that because I wanted to get a full report. Yeah. I unfortunately couldn't have been there because I'm away next week at another business conference. So we are actually going to be pre-recording next week.
That's right.
And I would have liked to have been there. Casey is a friend of mine, and I would have liked to have supported, but it was just impossible. He actually asked me early on if I could speak, and I would have loved to have done that. But so this is all you, this episode. I want to hear from you. Show. I want to hear highlights, and I know you don't like to say bad things, but I'd like to hear what you think KC could do to improve this and everything else. So go. Sure. You talk for the next 20 minutes. I'm going to do some work here.
Wow.
I'm only kidding. Go. What was the best part of the conference?
I mean, hands down, the content, man. The people he got, to come and. That are KC fans and believe in his show and his vision and have worked with KC over the years and know him, whether it's through, I mean, a lot of people don't know probably about KC is that he's, a wedding show producer. And I mean, I knew he was a wedding show producer. I didn't know he did 15 a year. So, I mean, you guys have been friends for a long, long time. I'm sure you knew that, but maybe the listeners didn't. So, I mean, not only...
Well, I didn't know the exact number, but I knew that that's something that he got into after a while. So
I think, I think he's made a lot of connections, Mike, over the years because there were a lot of people on that stage that, not only were from Chicago and Chicago people, but were, some nationally recognized people that I'd never seen speak. And I feel like between myself and you, we've been to pretty much all the DJ conferences a million times. So a lot of times we see a lot of the same faces. And there were, I mean, there were the Allen Bergs, who, you and I run into at least 2 or 3 times a year between Wedding Wire and Mobile Beat and Wedding MBA. He's kind of the everywhere guy. And then, you've got the ever retired but never off the stage Randy Bartlett scenario.
He claims this is his last show. He claims.
Come on.
You want to make a bet?
Dude, I literally saw him. He was the last person I saw walking out of the hotel, and I said, "Hey, man, good to see you. Have a great retirement." And then I walked like 3 feet, and I turned back around, and I go, "That's the 64th time I've told you that."
So you want to make a bet that we will see Randy Bartlett on a seminar stage at some point in the future?
Before 2020, 100%.
Before 20, I will take you up on that bet. So by So by this point, so 2 years from now,
mid-July 2020,
Randy Bartlett has not done another seminar. What are we betting? Lunch?
Well, hold on now. Hold on. Is it a seminar on stage, or could it be a private workshop? Are we just saying?
I'll even give you. I want to. No, I mean seminar. Getting up there, because he said he might not retire from workshops. I think he has said that.
We're betting a Vegas dinner. We're going bigger than lunch.
Oh, okay, Vegas dinner. I like it.
Yeah,
like it.
That's like a hundo ahead.
Great.
Easy.
2 years from now,
Yes,
if
sir.
Randy is not on stage, good. So start from the beginning.
Yeah, I am going to start. That's why. Yeah, he did. So Michael Cerbelli did what he has branded, and it looks like, according to the website, has trademarked the Hot List. I got the website pulled up and my notes pulled up.
Yeah, I've seen Cerebelli speak before.
You have seen that.
And well, but the great thing is I've seen that seminar, but from what I understand, it changes every time he speaks.
100%.
He pulls stuff out, he puts stuff in. So
100%.
I think it's a very cool idea as a speaker to have one kind of
Major
formatted talk, but it's constantly evolving.
It was really cool, Mike. I mean, listen, are there things in there that you or I or are never going to use? Yeah, plenty. I'm not sure of the exact number he reeled off, in the hour plus that he spoke of hot list items, but I think I wrote down maybe 2 or 3 that seemed within the realm of feasibility. Right. Somebody maybe that does these massive productions like a Raticelli, and he's doing something for the Cavaliers up in Cleveland. Maybe yes, some of this stuff would apply. He gets
Jeffrey Craig at Total uses some of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't have means for like trapeze artists, and
nor do I.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that doesn't mean it's not interesting. I enjoy seeing it.
Super interesting because he does have a lot of the promo clips that the people send him to try and get business. So he books a lot of talent from AGT, America's Got Talent, that TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, tons from comedians, clean comedians to portrait artists that do the whole thing with crayons, literally not drawing with crayons, but like stack the crayons like these homemade crayons to the point where they create this. I mean, it's a 3-day process. Like the guy would go out on a cruise ship and create this mural out of whole crayons. It's unbelievable. But there were a few things I wrote, like stepandrepeatla.com. He said if you needed like what a step and repeat is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the people that don't, it's, if you see a red carpet event and if the backdrop here behind me had the Bunn DJ company play button replicated over and over again, that's a step and repeat.
That's like behind me right now is a Prince step and repeat.
It's a step and repeat.
Right.
He said that, that he's done events before and they were like, oh my God, we forgot to order one, and they'll literally get it to you the next day. So stepandrepeatla.com. And then the other thing, I'm a fireworks fanatic. We just had the 4th of July last week, and I probably, I ripped through at least $600 or $700 worth of
and show the listeners. Do you have all 10 fingers still?
I do. There they are.
And the day after 10. July 4th, that's all I ask people is how many did this? You got them all? Okay,
10.
Good. It was a good holiday.
It was. I saw this meme the day after 4th of July, and it was the 5th of July starter pack. And it was a dude with his tank top off, but his skin was still white, and he was fried red. A guy face down on the ground and throw up. A dude with only 4.5 fingers on one hand. And then, I don't know, something like not going to work or something. That was the July 5th starter pack. But this link, vividfireworksbox.com, is a company that basically sends you a 3x3 box preloaded with all the fireworks for the entire show at the end of the wedding. So, and what they're working on is firing it off your phone. So, like, if you wanted to have it's a pre-done fireworks show. It's not run up and light it and then take off running like we did for an hour and a half. It's hit a button, fire it off, and so you say, Mike, you would say, we have 150 guests. We want it to last 8 minutes or whatever, and that's how much stuff they send. Now, I'm sure it's expensive as hell, but it's going to be a lot cheaper than getting a professional fireworks company to come out and do it. And they handle, I think the company handles all the licensing, permits, everything to get it done. Really cool. So he was great. Anyway, then going on through the day, Bernadette Smith spoke about, it's called All Things Gay. She did a whole same-sex, how to cater to same-sex weddings, the things you do and don't want to have in your marketing. She went through this kind of top 10 list of things either commonly heard or, you should never say that were actually real things, like which one of you is the bride, or, at a consult, if two guys were there, when's the bride showing up? Like, just really ignorant stuff. And a lot of it's common sense, but she really did a great job. Definitely took some notes on that. A couple things from her. I believe there was a link she gave out, gayweddinginstitute.com/5. I think that was her notes from that. And then the other thing that, and I literally was texting Randy when she was speaking, make sure that if you're on Wedding Wire and that you are and want to do same-sex weddings, that you check. There's a box, I think, on your dashboard where you check LGBT friendly. Yeah. And then not only do you need to check that, make sure that the picture matches. So in other words, you
can upload a different picture.
Correct.
Yeah, we've done that. We did that as soon as they instituted on Wedding Wire.
So
you haven't done that, and if you are interested in doing some same-sex weddings, that's a great suggestion.
Yeah,
no doubt.
She said there, that don't check the box, and then of course just have your typical bride and groom photo you use in all your marketing there. It just doesn't really make sense.
Right.
Next up was our boy Brian Bonacisi.
Oh, good. How did Brian do?
Man, he's great.
Of course.
His seminar was called Average to Luxury. I retitled it You're So Effing Extra. My subtitle was You Thought of Everything, because he said that a lot. So they do the majority of his multi-op business is in Destin, Florida. And it's, as you know, and especially at this time of year, it's 1 trillion degrees with 1,000% humidity.
Right.
So they do things, literally they'll take like a cooler full of cold towels for the guests during the ceremony. They will, they leave no detail unturned. And one of the things that I thought was super cool is he created an email, and I think it's called like Things to Do Better at bboyproductions.com, and he invites his DJs and his.
So he talked about this on our show 2 weeks ago.
He did do that.
See, this is why you told me recently you never go back and listen to our show. I can't believe that you never go.
Wait a minute.
First of all, I have to.
Hold on.
You have to. Our listeners to know.
You go ahead.
I have to, because Joe sends me the files after the recording, and I have to do the final edit.
Correct.
And I put the bumpers in the middle, and bumpers in the beginning and end, and now I put the ads in. So I have to go back and listen. But I'll tell you this:
would you if you did?
I usually do. I usually listen then the next morning once I launch it. So I usually listen to our shows twice after, and this is a good example. You are basically telling the listeners something that Brian Bonacisi said 2 weeks ago. You should go back and listen to our shows.
Hey,
Joe.
I will go back.
You should, every week.
I'm going to go back and listen to Brian B.
Like a half hour. No, forget. Start now.
Episode 1, binge listen.
No, once this episode launches in probably an hour from now, you should listen to it.
Should I go back, though, and binge listen?
Let me ask you this. We'll get a little tangent here. Why don't you listen?
I feel like I've already heard it.
But you clearly haven't absorbed it, because you just told us something that Brian Bonacisi told everyone 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. You're
not one of those, like, I don't like to see myself on
No, man. No.
Okay.
I have seen some video of me or something before and been like, what the hell am I doing? But no, I'm not one of those people. I don't know. I get here, and then I get into the music, and then if I take a road trip, I usually listen to other people's podcasts.
Right. You should listen to ours. You should.
Anyway,
it would help.
Well,
it would help our listeners so that you don't start telling them stuff that they heard.
The recap of the Brian B. Interview is he talked about some of the stuff on our podcast at his Average to Luxury.
So hang on, you haven't mentioned really Jasmine. Jasmine was
no, that was later. I thought you were wanting me to go like day to day.
Oh, you don't have, but wasn't Jasmine the MC of the whole show?
Yes,
I thought that was her role. Did she also do a seminar?
Yes, she did.
She was kind of like the one introducing seminar, letting people know this is open here? How did, I mean, I imagine she did great. Jasmine's an amazing entertainer and communicator.
You know, I never knew Jasmine until last year, to be honest with you. I met her in Philadelphia for the first time. And so when I spoke to her right before the conference, I said, "Aren't you the MC?" And she said, "Yeah, yeah." And she kind of waved the papers in my face and was like, you know, I'm just kind of going through some notes and stuff now. So, yes, she did the, everything from, hey, guys, 2-minute warning, have a seat, to reading the bios and introducing people to the stage. And, yeah, I mean, she's been an MC since she was, I don't know what she told me, 13, 15, something like that. So she was great, yeah.
Right.
Kept the energy going. Casey pretty much turned that role over to her.
Okay. Which is smart. I think as a producer, your hands are probably too full with backstage stuff to really worry about that stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And then a lady did something about, what's her name? I'm sorry. Catherine.
A lady did. Joe, you don't have to go through every single seminar. This,
this one was kind of lost on me. It was perfecting your 11-second elevator speech.
Okay.
But then my dude, Alan Berg, took the stage late Monday. Why don't they call me is what he calls the seminar. I've seen it a couple of times. Again, he just does a fantastic job every time I see him about literally going through the things you need to,
Isn't that the name of his newest book? Oh, no, Shut Up and Sell More. Shut Up and Sell More. I think
that's right. Yeah. No, I actually think this is his brand newest book.
I should hold that up.
Yeah.
Alan's. Yeah. I think this is his latest.
Maybe you're right.
But if not, yeah. Yeah, but I don't think I've seen this seminar. So
really?
Why don't give us one tidbit that Alan shared? Why don't people call?
I think a lot.
Why don't they call me?
Yep, I think a lot of it, Mike, is the length and what your initial response says to them. A lot of people write too much. A lot of people don't.
Oh, you know what? I did see him speak on this subject. He did a Wedding Wire.
Webinar or something.
Webinar. And that's right. Yeah. Because from that, we trimmed a lot of our emails down.
Same here.
Yeah. So, and end them with a question.
Yeah. In with a question and then no attachment, an actual link to something instead of an attachment. So everything needs to be responsive, mobile friendly. And then your boy, Matt Radicelli, building your Rockstar team. He did a great job of going through, I guess, the way that his company is organized, all the way from the, general manager down to an office assistant. It is super structured and organized in terms of, everybody's job description is written out, what they're expected to do, 30, 60, 90-day reviews. I mean, it is run like a Fortune 500 company. So he kind of broke that down. And then Emily,
I got a phone call from. I got a phone call from. So hang on, I just want to say this about Matt. I got a phone call from somebody during the conference who said they had never seen Matt speak. They were really impressed, and they were thinking about hiring Matt as a business coach. And I know Matt does that. And I've never hired Matt personally as a business coach, but I gave my full endorsement. I said I think Matt would do a fantastic job, especially this person's. I don't want to say who it was. I don't know if he wants that to be known, but this person's organization, I think would benefit a lot from Matt Radicelli's advice and guidance and stuff like that. So, I think Matt is a true professional in this industry and has taken an organization really from here to, way here. Higher than most people in this industry. And I know he does offer some business coaching. So if it's something you're interested in, you should reach out and contact him. Matt Radicelli, Rock the House, Cleveland. That's how you get in touch with him. Cool.
Emily from Yelp spoke, about just responding to reviews and things like that, how important reviews were. And then I did not go to the ADJA national meeting Monday night, I'll be honest. Okay. Also Monday night, I have a lot of friends in Chicago, so we met up. There was an opening night party at a restaurant nearby. Can't speak on that.
Cool. All right.
Next day.
You didn't have a good time, or
no? I didn't go. I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go.
I was with my friends. Yeah.
Oh, so you went. Got it.
I went in the city. This was this conference was literally 5 minutes from the airport, which was amazing, but it was a long way, especially if you went at the wrong time of day from Chicago.
So you're outside.
Yeah. From what I call like the loop in the middle.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to mention every day at the beginning of the day and between seminars, they had a different DJ, and Casey picked 3 really good guys.
So you're talking about like the on stage, like the Jason Janai role at Mobile
using
Beat.
none other than the all black Vision Command Center DJ booth.
Oh, how nice!
Guess who bought it? Guess who bought it? Your boy Matt Conta from Buffalo.
Oh, yeah?
He drove because he doesn't like to fly. Remember that? He drove down here too. He hates
that a
flying.
long flight?
It's an 8.5 hour drive.
Okay, that's a long drive.
And I assume it's got to be at least that down here. So
and he drove that and then picked up one of your very cool.
And a photo booth in
Cool.
like a 4-door Sentra. So I'm not sure how he got home. But Tuesday started with your boy, and I texted you during this because I was like, as soon as he walked out, I was like, I think I know this dude, John Murphy.
John Murphy. Yep, my first boss in the business.
John Murphy is super actually entertaining and really good up there, Mike. I don't know. I don't know how to say this. I don't know that this was the perfect platform or stage for him because he spoke about health and wellness and living to 100 and stuff like that. And if you look around the room, it's obvious a lot of people aren't.
Well, but aren't those the people who need the message most?
Yes, you're right. But I felt like he would have crushed at like a Tony Robbins. You know, he's the opener.
Right.
Health and wellness seminar or vitamin or a vitamin exposed, symposium. Yeah. Anyway, he was great, man. He's got great stories. He's a serial inventor, entrepreneur. He's been all over the world. He has these wall sconces that he's done. He has this pillbox thing that he invented. I mean, he's just an interesting cat. I met him last year in Vegas at the dinner. Remember that? I sat across the table from him.
Right.
And so when he walked out, I was like, oh, man, I do remember this guy. So anyway, John was great, man. He had a lot of nice things to say about you. He had the old school Star DJ's picture up there. And, dude, there was a long blonde hair guy beside you, and I believe he's passed away.
Danny Vines. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And 4 or 5 other people from your era, Mike, that are your age.
Really weird.
Yeah. And that was what he was kind of speaking about. Like, these people should be here. I'm here, but great things to say about you. And everybody was able to be like, yo, there's Mike on that picture.
With the mullet? Did I have the mullet?
It was like a
it was the longer hair.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had the spike. I mean, a true mullet is like spiky and then the long.
Right. No,
I don't think I ever had that.
It was a mini mullet, but definitely longer in the back. And then, unfortunately, Andy Ebon, I think, had some health issues. He did not make it. So Randy Bartlett did a little fill-in session, which, again, welcome to retirement. The dude fills in for Andy Ebon. But he answered audience questions. He didn't prepare anything about the 1% solution.
Okay.
Next up, Eric Winning. Never met him, never seen him, but he is a guru on paid advertising on Facebook and Instagram. So I was really impressed with him. Super sharp young man. It's Winning, WENNING branding. If you're interested, not only does he do workshops and teach you how to do paid advertising, but he will just handle it, which is what I'm going to call him for. And then the first photo booth seminar was from a guy, Bill Vanderkamp. Nice guy, definitely not a public speaker by any means, but it was irrelevant if you have iPad photo booths, which I do, because he is a DSLR camera expert because he used to be a wedding photographer.
Okay.
Rob Johnson, we all know him from he's DigiGames, right, Mike?
DigiGames, I think so, yeah.
Midweek Money, that's kind of his thing. And then a guy named Chris Meyer did something called How I Made $300,000 Off an iPad photo booth. Chris was good. He has a company called Brand Booth, and I think his model, unlike what most of us do as DJs, is he ships booths all over the country for corporate events. I think most of them are the social media only kind. He's a good guy. TheBrandBooth.com if you want to check him out. And then I missed this guy Donnie, but he came up to me and kind of. Then I felt bad that I missed his seminar because he was hyping up, how much he liked my stuff. And I just he did
and you weren't in the room.
I know, and I told him, I was honest with him.
As a speaker, I hate that. I've done that. Like I wanted to plug Randy Bartlett once, and he wasn't in the room, and I was like, "Screw him!
Dude,
I'm not talking about his stuff."
I met this guy, and I said, "Man, I miss it. It's just out of my wheelhouse." He does projection mapping on cakes.
Yeah.
And that was what he spoke about. So I took a break during that time, and there was no Tuesday night party. I went and saw Hamilton, which was probably one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Kelly and I have thought about going to see that on Broadway.
Oh, my God.
Really? Was that good?
Dude, it's so
okay.
I mean, listen, I haven't seen nearly as many musicals as you have. I happened to see Jay Sims on the way out, and I said, Jay, I'm getting ready to go see Hamilton. And he was like, dude, hold on, because it is nonstop music for 3 hours. I mean, they did have an intermission, but it is 3 hours. There is no talking. It is song, hip hop, R&B, like
right.
It is so
and you followed the storyline. You got it
100% right off the bat. And I knew nothing about Alexander Hamilton. So good, man. God, it was so good. Anyway, and then last day, KC did a little. I mean, KC's funny, man, because he's one of those guys. Unlike myself, that can get up there and just riff for 45, 50 minutes. He had no slides. He showed me his notebook. He had some notes in his own interesting handwriting that he scribbled. But he kind of talked about millennials and how things have changed and about how they want to be responded to.
Talking about marketing, basically. Yeah, that's Casey's.
Yeah. And how to reach those people. And then Jasmine, so she did her seminar. This was yesterday morning, the last day. And what was cool about her is you got to see her story of how she started, passing out glow necklaces at mitzvahs. She's huge into sports and got a big family that's into sports, so she's super competitive. And then, went from that to being this hot MC to leaving a company to starting her own company. And, she said they tried to hire her when they opened Total Entertainment Chicago. She met with the guy. I can't remember his name. You would know him. Not Jeffrey Craig, but whoever the Chicago-based guy was, Mike. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we got to have you. We got to have you. And she said, she stood up, shook his hand and said, no, thank you. You've just met your biggest competitor. And walked down. So she started Hype Entertainment, however many years ago. Huge company now. And then her most recent thing is she actually has a venue in Chicago or near Chicago that's killer. I
haven't had a chance to see it yet, but from the photos online, wow.
The photos online, I think some of the guys went up last year for the grand opening. She had a video promo reel playing. It was crazy. And then Alan came up again. He did 6 steps to wedding show success. That was probably one of my favorite things, Mike. I mean, a lot of people were, whispering in my ear, do you guys still do wedding shows? Do you still do wedding shows? And we do. It's usually at the very beginning of the year, but we and you and I have had this discussion before. We are pretty much boutique only. It's usually us only as the only DJ there. Sometimes there's one more DJ there, but some of the things that I wrote down is these were the goals he was saying at the show. Try to set up a consultation while you're there. So obviously have your whether it's a digital calendar or a real calendar sitting right there in front of you, try to get a consultation. Laying out your booth in advance. So if they say you have a 10 by 10 space, he literally tells a masking tape on the floor in his office and kind of puts the table where it's going to be and this, that, and the other. And he says, the main thing that he wins on is that as soon as a show is over, like Wedding MBA, for example, he starts sweating them the day after it's over. When am I going to get the list? When am I going to get the list of attendees? Right. And he's already got his 3 emails that he's going to send to that group prepped and ready to go as soon as the list comes in. So his email is the first one out when he does get the list. So he's already got all his correspondence done. And then he was saying, you don't need to give away the farm as a show special, but it is a nice incentive or something to give a bonus or a free gift or a coupon or something like that, an add-on versus a discount. Mm-hmm. Then all the way from Australia was this guy, Steve Bowen. He was he's an interesting guy, man. He did his accent's amazing, by the way. But he was kind of an interactive guy, had some amazing stories, gave out little boomerangs at the end. Just a cool guy. He's just really like shot out of a cannon when he got up there. this guy Matt Windsor talked about how his photo booth is really in the corporate sector. I didn't really get a lot out of that. And then your boy takes the stage, Adam White's. Man, and dude, from the minute he got up there, you know, he is the most charismatic dude I know. You know what I mean? In terms of just his personality, just even on a daily basis. But he's a singer. I mean, and they at the end of the day, he's actually really good. His father was a singer, and he opens up with this just belting out this song and getting everybody dance. You know, kind of like you did in Vegas when you got everybody up, everybody's clapping. It was a good way to get people.
Can I give you a comparison at Adam? Yeah. I've always thought Adam and Robin Williams were similar.
Jeez, that's actually pretty good.
Right? Because they're both kind of bing, 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 bing all over the place, but that doesn't get annoying. It's actually entertaining.
100%.
And I've seen Adam speak a couple times. I've seen him perform. You know, he won DJ of the Year twice while I did that competition, and was always kind of wild and out there and thought outside the box, which worked sometimes. It didn't work other times, but he is, and I always thought that about him, that he's kind of like the Robin Williams of our industry.
That's actually that's an outstanding comparison. He was great. He talked about if you're not booking live entertainment, you should think about incorporating it into your business. Conga players, drummers, electric violin, so on and so forth. Drax led a little photo booth expert panel after that. And then Randy closed out the day with a seminar he calls Feel This. And again, it's a lot of what we've seen from Randy in the past, but his video clips are always funny. And then, of course, he does the the live edit, so to speak, where let's say he's playing Thinking Out Loud as the last dance. He'll go into he'll loop like a sector of it and then play back parts of the vows or play back parts of somebody's toast.
Right.
You know, from that day, and he did a really good job of having somebody film the reaction of the bride and groom on the dance floor. They were just floored. He's really good. Right. And that pretty much closed out the day. KC said a few words. Mars said a few. Marcellus said a few words about KC, just kind of to thank him, and then the day kind of wrapped up, and we broke it down, and everybody kind of.
So let me ask you this, because we're already about a half hour. Yep. So two questions. First of all, KC promised that this show was going to be different, not better, but different. Would you say that he achieved that goal? And if so, how so?
I mean, no, I don't think it was different. I wouldn't use the word different. It moved along well. It didn't, it got behind a couple times, but it caught up. The production level was fine, but nothing over the top. There were 2 screens and a stage and some uplighting. I mean, so, in terms of the word different, no, but was it full, and was the content well-rounded, and was I able to spend 3 days in a dark ballroom when it was gorgeous outside? Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he achieved a successful conference. At the end of the day, I just wish more people had been there. You know what I mean?
So that was my second question, because the feedback I got from you during the week, and I talked to Jay Sims, and also from social media posts, was that content was solid. It's a shame more people aren't here.
Yeah. And again, I think that was my, if I had anything, which again, Mike, it's just like when you and I do a show when there's not a lot of people there, or, when the more people, the more energy, the more, everything. And I felt like that hurt the conference, was that the attendance wasn't as high as any of us.
So if attendance was triple what it was, it would have been a better conference.
It would have been a much bigger buzz in the room. The vendors out in the hallway would have gotten more business. It would have had a better vibe. You know what I mean? And
KC set the price point pretty high going into this. Do you think that was a deterrent? Do you think it was time of year, location, any of the other excuses that people might use?
I think that the 2 deterrents were probably price, because at the end of the day, a lot of DJs are very cheap, as we've discovered, other than the ones that really want to further their education. And I think that time of the year is very tough. I said that from the very beginning. In the South, the first part of July, any time even close to the 4th of July, there's nobody working here.
Right.
You know, I didn't work. I came
like
straight,
you last week. You were at the beach.
Straight off the beach. I spent one night at home, and then went straight to Chicago.
Right.
A lot of people just take
and it's
off.
not just the South, Joe. I mean, this past week, while you were in Chicago, Tuesday is usually my day out of the office. I spent the entire day at the beach.
Yep.
Wednesday, I don't come in till noon, so I was on the beach till 11:30.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it is a tough time to sacrifice time for business travel because so many people are doing personal travel.
Your tan looks fantastic, though.
So, thank you. I'm working hard on it. So, prediction moving forward: does Casey do it again in 2019?
Here's why I say yes, because at every table, Tuesday and Wednesday, there was a sheet to sign up to come again. And in fact, on the back of your badge, it said save the date, and it was July 10th through the summer.
So he's already announced the dates for next year. Is he selling tickets already?
Yep.
Okay.
And maybe it's just for the people that came, but it was half price, so $249.
And so other prediction, does attendance go up next year? Does it double next year? Does it stay the same? Prediction. I know this is just taking a guess.
It definitely goes up. If it actually goes all the way to fruition, he does it again. He busts his butt and gets these kind of people in there to speak. Nationally recognized speakers, people that we know from the DJ industry. I think you could leave it at the same place because I did appreciate the fact that it was so close to the airport. I don't think that was a deterrent, but yes, I think that he can. And listen, if I'm KC, I make the price $250 regardless. I don't make it. What was it? $500?
I don't remember.
I think it was $500, $495 or something.
Okay.
I think I make it $250 and promise the same thing, and he can get there.
Okay. Very cool.
But
we are over a half hour, so I think we should put a bow on this.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Joe. I know you carried this episode, but I think it was good. I hope our listeners enjoyed a very thorough recap of the Marquee Show. And we should say also congratulations to KC, because I know a million people talk about we should do something like this, and KC, similar to Think Tank many years ago, actually did it and put it together. So
100%. I tip my cap to him too, man. It was a lot of work, and he pulled it off. So I definitely brought home some nuggets, and we appreciate you, KC. All right. So that's it, guys. Yes, sir. We will see you real soon. Later.